Welcome once again to our channel Through Failure and Success, where we come to you twice a week nowadays. And so, by the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, check out some of our content, check out some of our videos. Let us know what you think, because I truly believe, okay, that you're going to get some value out of every single video that we get out of it, whether it is for you, whether it is for a family member, whatever that may look like. But, anyways, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. And if you find some value in this video, if you think that it finds a little bit of motivation, not motivation, but if you think that if you find a little bit of entertainment, a little bit of content with all this controversy that we got going on, consider subscribing to the channel, because today I want to talk to you about what we just recently witnessed. Okay, about 2 weeks ago, less than 2 weeks ago, actually, as a matter of fact, in the border of Mexico. And as you may or may not know, I come from a Mexican descent. Okay, my parents were born in Mexico. Okay, I had the luxury to be born here in the United States, but I also lived in the country of Mexico in the early years of my life, and so I understand a lot of the culture that's going on over there, and I understand a lot of the crime that is happening right now, especially when it comes to the cartel. Okay, the drug cartel, and that is exactly what I want to talk to you about today. Just the kidnapping that we witnessed just 2 weeks ago with the four Americans that traveled over to Tamaulipas, that drove from South Carolina, and it is something that is buzzing around, something that is going around. Obviously, we know that every time that we hear the cartel, there's something going on. Okay, it is something. It's obviously something big. Okay, and so as I'm sharing this with you, I'm just thinking about the fact that whenever the cartel makes a mistake, okay, the leaders always bring out the people that are responsible for the mistake that they make. And in this case, obviously, we got two sides of the story. So before I get into that, we know that four Americans drove from South Carolina down to Tamaulipas, okay? And obviously it was three males, one female. Two of them survived, one female, one male survived. The two other males, they obviously they shot him, they killed him. And there's some footage, and I'm gonna show you right now what that footage looks like. But again, you can tell when the cartel makes a mistake that they're gonna take accountability for everything that they make. Because again, the cartel, they're only looking for peace. Okay, peace in their own terms. The government is looking for peace in their own terms. I'm looking for peace in my own terms. You are looking for peace in your own terms. Everybody, okay, everybody is looking for peace in their own terms. And so that's what I want to talk to you about today, because it is, even though you may think to yourself, you know what, it is what it is. You hear two sides of the story. They got lost. They drove into Tamaulipas, Mexico, and they were lost, and they just couldn't find their way to. The female was going to get a procedure, a surgical procedure, which is very common out in Mexico, by the way. It's very common for people from the U.S., okay, to drive out to Mexico and get a surgical procedure. Whether that is a tummy tuck, breast augmentation, uh, just getting their body, even even males, okay, the nose, chin. I mean, you get everything in Mexico. By the way, not only do you get that, but you get the amazing tacos that you get out there. But that's not the subject today. You know that when you get into Mexico, it's almost like a dangerous place. Okay, that's the way that is being portrayed. Obviously, if you've never been to Mexico, if you're one of the individuals that maybe you live in South Carolina, okay, I lived in North Carolina for 5 years out of my life when I served in the United States Marine Corps. So I understand that the life out there is very different. That in Southern California, I live in Southern California. Every now and then I get the opportunity to go down south. By the way, down south is this way, down to Mexico. I get the opportunity to go. My mom still lives over there. Okay. My mom still lives in the city of Tijuana, Mexico. And so we just crossed to go say hello, take a little bit of stuff that we have. Okay. Because that's the kind of individuals that we like to be, just giving back to the community. But the point is that we cross, we give away, a little bit of gifts, a little bit of clothes, a little bit of money to the people that we see over there. Mexico, it's not the best when it comes to financially being a country that is financially stable. However, I truly believe, and not because my family is from Mexico descent, but I truly believe, and this has been proven, that a lot of doctors, okay, around the world believe that Mexico has one of the strongest medicines, medical procedures in the world, which is why it is not a coincidence that a lot of Americans cross over the border to go to Mexico and get a medical procedure. Now, the only thing with that is obviously you got the cartels that rule the border of Mexico. That is the controversy that we got. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, because there's four Americans that crossed into the border. By the way, they were African American. Okay. Who in the world, okay, and I mean this with all the respect, but who in the cartel world is going to go after four Americans that are African American and go target them and go shoot them? If I go across the border, okay, probably they'll go after me. I'm Hispanic, I'm Mexican. They'll probably target me for another member of the cartel, which is a rival. Okay, there's a lot of rivalry that's going on in Mexico. Who's going to rule over what? But who's going to go after four African Americans, four United States citizens, and go shoot them right away? What happened is that they got confused. Supposedly, the cartel got confused into who these people were, and they went after them. Now, there's a lot of human trafficking, unfortunately, okay, that is going on in all over the world, all over the country of U.S. and Mexico. There's a lot of human trafficking. So what happened is, what they're saying is that there was a misidentification in who they were for a rival human traffickers, okay, gang that is from the United States, which is why they went after that. That is what the reports are now saying. But supposedly they got lost in between the process, and unfortunately, two of them lost their lives. Two of them are actually back into the U.S., which is a very, very good thing for their families. I'm so grateful that they're back. Very, very sad that the other two couldn't make it, because I think about this stuff all the time. The people that across the border into Tijuana, Mexico. I believe me, I know my way around there. But even then, I still think about, like, man, what if one day something like that was to happen to me? So I try not to think about it. I try to limit the times that I go out to Mexico. But let me tell you, when you go out to Mexico, aside from that, okay, aside from that, and I want to make this clear. Aside from that, Mexico has a very, very beautiful culture, a great culture of people where they just, treat you with a lot of respect, especially when you get into the humble states of Tamaulipas. Unfortunately, the cartels was going to make it's what's going to make their presence known, and you're going to get that vision that is what the country is all about. And let me tell you that is not what the country is all about. Okay, that is not what the country is all about. The country is about, just culture. The country is about, food. Okay. By the way, Mexico has one of the best cuisines in the world. But the point that I'm trying to make is that Mexico is not, it's not always bad. Mexico is not always bad. Mexico is one of the countries that, again, leads the way in the world when it comes to medicine. And this is very unfortunate. And again, I want to show you where is it that these individuals actually just got caught up in the mess. And I say in the mess because they really did get caught up in the mess. Okay, this is an article from CNN. Okay, and as you can see here, obviously you got the fact that they crossed the border. They came from Louisiana, okay, in South Carolina, and you can see the border here. You can see South Carolina's over here. Okay, this is where I live, North Carolina. This is where we are, Tijuana, Mexico. But they cross into Tamaulipas. Okay, this is where the kidnapping happened, right at the border. Okay, they're saying that Americans believe they were targeted because they were misidentified by hitting drug smugglers. By the way, this makes a lot of sense because when you go down to Tijuana, Mexico, There's a lot of people from Haiti that are making themselves at home, and they are being there as just like that's what they're from. Okay, so this makes all sense that they were identified as mistaken as aiding drug smugglers, which is why you don't mess with the cartel. So what this really saying is that still, yes, it is dangerous going into Mexico, but one of the things, let me tell you one thing. And by the way, don't take me off on this, okay? But one of the things that the cartel is not going to do, there, and this is just not the Mexican cartel. I believe that this is all cartels because they all have, just like NATO, okay, just like all these countries that they have their certain rules. You can't mess with them. You can't do this. You can't mistreat my soldier. It's a prisoner of war. They have certain rights that you must give them. Just like that, the cartel and all the this dealers that you get around the world, they play by certain rules, okay? Not the rules that the government wants you to play with, but the rules that they expect you to play with. Okay, so this is just really what it was. They went into Mexico and they were misidentified, unfortunately. So I just want to play the video because I don't know if you have seen this video, but I just want to play this video for you real quick and let me know your thoughts on what you think. By the way, shows you how they were kidnapped.
Two of four missing Americans are back in the United States and receiving medical treatment in Texas after being kidnapped in Mexico, after what a U.S. official tells CNN was a case of mistaken identity. Two members of the party were found dead, and one of the survivors is severely injured with a bullet wound to his leg, according to U.S. and Mexican officials. In the party of four, Latavia Washington McGee and Eric Williams survived. Zindel Brown and Shahid Woodward were killed. They crossed the border from Brownsville, Texas into Matamoros, Mexico on Friday for McGee to
By the
obtain
way,
a
this was
medical
about 2 weeks
procedure,
ago.
according to a friend of McGee's. They drove a white minivan with North Carolina plates across the border
North
and
Carolina.
got lost while
There you
trying
go.
to locate the medical clinic where they were headed, the friend told CNN. Before they were able to locate the clinic, disturbing video shows the aftermath of the kidnapping as heavily armed men loaded them into a white truck and transported them to various locations to evade capture, according to Mexican officials.
Se va a buscar a los responsables.
The Mexican president saying today during a news conference that those responsible will be found and punished. A U.S. official familiar with the investigation told CNN they believe a Mexican cartel kidnapped the group after mistaking them for Haitian drug smugglers. Mexico's president saying the Americans were caught in a confrontation between two groups. The State Department has issued its highest level forewarning: do not travel to Tamaulipas state, where the group was abducted, due to heavy crime and kidnapping in the region.
There are many people who cross over that border for these medical appointments.
Attacks on U.S. citizens are unacceptable, no matter where or under what circumstances they occur.
McGee and Williams are now under.
So that is exactly what I was letting you know, that the U.S. is not. I previously served in the United States Marine Corps, by the way. Okay, hoorah! Shout out to all the Marines, fellow Marines out there. You, all of you make me proud. All of you, not just Marines, but any members of the military. Shout out to you. My salutes, because I understand what that feels like. I understand, going through the struggle. I understand being separated from your families. And so my respects to all of you. When somebody out to you, if I come up to you and say, thank you for your service, I really mean it from the heart, because you all have something unique and something of value. You decided to serve a country, so thank you very much for that. With that being said, this is exactly what I want to tell you about. Okay, when you cross into a border, just because you get mistaken, okay, actually not just because you get mistaken, you cross into a border, and just because you cross into a border, it means that you're taken away from all of your citizen rights that you have here in the United States. The United States of America is the country in the world that is not going to allow any member of any other country to mess with their citizens. This is exactly what's going on right now. This is exactly what we're seeing. And to be quite with you, I believe that it's just a matter of time before the if the cartel continues to smuggle drugs into the country, okay, it'll be just a matter of time. Maybe not a year, maybe not 2 years, maybe not 3 years, but it'll be just a matter of time. I believe, okay, before they get labeled as terrorists. That is one of the things that we can't go into. The United States cannot go into Mexico because they are just local crimers, local, they belong to the country. They are not international. As long as they are not doing any crime outside out of the country, and this is, you might think to yourself, well, they're smuggling drugs and then they're doing all of this, but there is no proof. There is no proof that shows up. Yes, we know that it comes from them, okay? But the minute that we find that, okay, the minute that we find that U.S. and the DEA takes action on it, but as far as going into a country invaded like they did Afghanistan and Iraq, as they were terrorists, we can't do that into Mexico. The president does not want to categorize the the drug cartel into Mexico as terrorists, and there's many reasons for that. And you might take your case. You might say, well, but that's because he's connected to them. He provides, whatever security, he provides whatever financial aspect of maybe that person being elected into becoming a president. Who knows? We just don't know. Is there corruption in Mexico? Absolutely. Could there be a highly possibility that that's what it is? Maybe so. We just don't know. The point is that United States cannot go into Mexico and go after the cartel because they attacked 4 citizens, which is high. It is a very, very controversial topic right now, especially with everything that we got going on right now with just culture, skin color, and everything that we got going on in our country. Obviously, you're gonna see this. This is one of the things that I truly, truly believe that is gonna happen. I truly believe, okay, I truly believe that moving forward, whoever's going to be the next candidate for being a president, whoever is going to be the next candidate for being the governor or the governor of Texas, North Carolina, they have a huge, huge campaign ahead of them, meaning that they're going to do everything in their power to make sure that they bring this topic again. We're not going to let this happen ever again. So this is a huge opportunity for whatever politician is going to be running for a seat in the Senate, maybe a governor, maybe the president. Who knows? We got DeSantis going for president. We got Donald Trump wanting to make a comeback. He hasn't made it official, but the rumors going around that he's going to make a comeback. And so this is going to be a very controversial topic that is going to be going around, which is why I wanted to touch it with you, because I understand that you hear all these things from, I just showed you an article from CNN, okay? But this was very, very in between, okay? It was not taking sides from any sides, Republican, Democrats, left or right. It was very neutral, which is why I love it. I love very neutral information. And so that's how I want to come to you. I want to come from a space of being very neutral, not taking sides on any political sides in our country, just wanting to come up to you and tell you, what I believe is going on in the country, what I believe is going to happen with politics. But again, if you're a citizen of the United States of America, if you go out to Mexico, I'm not saying put your life out on the line. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there's certain laws, there's certain, just rules and regulations that govern each country, and not the government, but the cartel knows that if I mess with this person ever again, and if I do it on purposely, I know that the country is going to come after me, is going to take on me. Okay, unfortunately, this was a mistaken identity for Haitians. There's a lot of people from Haiti that are settling in Mexico. Unfortunately, that is what happened. Hopefully we don't see it again. But anyways, I wanted to come out to you, just share this topic with you because I know it's a very hot topic out there that is going on. And my thing is that, if you're going to travel out to Mexico, obviously, make sure that you understand you're going out with somebody that maybe knows how to get around. And I truly believe that Mexico is one of the countries that provides the best medicine, okay, around the world. And so if you're, I mean, I haven't considered any surgical zone myself, but I mean, if you have consider that. I mean, Mexico has one of the best medicines for that. Now, if it's a concern for you to cross the border, my only advice will be, just stay put, don't go, just let this, process it through your head, and then see what comes out of it. But don't force anything that is there, whether that is medical procedure or anything in life. Don't force anything that is really not there, and just continue to be yourself, continue to be a great human, continue to contribute to society. But this is a controversial topic that I wanted to share with you all, and I hope that you got a little bit of value out of it. I hope that you get to learn a little bit about what's going on, okay, with politicians, what's going on in Mexico, why they can't do this, why they can't do that. Okay. So I hope that you get a little bit out of that. But with that being said, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Consider liking this video. We come to you twice a week nowadays. So go ahead and subscribe and share our channel with anybody that you know is going to get some value out of it. With that being said, thank you for watching. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.